Hello and welcome to UTC Plymouth's first virtual event. So my name is Justine Hardy, I'm Assistant Head here, and I'm also Senior Management linked to Year 7, so I'll be getting to know a lot of you a lot better. So today, firstly, we're really sad not to have you here in person. We started planning our transition events in September, but due to this very trying and time and these unfortunate circumstances, we aren't able to have you on site in the college. But hopefully this will go some way to answering some of the questions you have, to meeting some of the key players. And we also have a facilities tour for you, a video that our professional marketing team have put together, which I'll get to you as soon as this meeting ends, so you can watch that over and over again as many times as you want to. So as I said, in the next 30 minutes, you're going to be meeting some of our wonderful pastoral team who will be here on site to welcome you and to look after you. We've also got some current students. We've got 4 students that are very much looking forward to telling you what a day is like at UTC and what to expect when you get here. And of course, there's going to be the opportunity for you to answer any of, to ask even any questions that you might have on your mind. Now, you'll notice at the bottom of your screen, there is a little button that says Q&A. We've got our wonderful head of maths, Jason Booth, who is manning that, and he will pose any questions to the panelists at the end. If there are any personal questions that are individual to you, we'll make a note of them and get back to you. But any generic questions, we can invite our pastoral team to answer them there and then. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce you to our head of school, Jo Ware, who would just like to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. So over to Jo.
Hi everybody, it's so strange, to be honest, to be here doing this. As Justine said, we are really saddened that we haven't had you on site. However, this is the next best thing. We are becoming quite expert, I believe, in having our virtual school on Zoom. However, this is a first for all of us. So a huge welcome. When you ask your questions, please try and make them not too hard. We are really excited to expand our UTC community. What's really interesting is obviously we are rapidly growing, and for September we are going to have over 300 students, and the only year group we won't have this September is Year 8. So a massive welcome to our Year 7s, our Year 9s and our Year 12s. We are really working hard to make sure that the school is set up for you. You've probably got many questions that you want to ask about the current situation, but just to kind of put your mind at rest, we have got a very thorough plan, and we will be writing to you in August to confirm what that plan is going to look like. However, at UTC Plymouth, regardless of what constraints we may have, we absolutely pride ourselves on our core values. And we know that you will have picked this school because you strongly believe in those core values as well. So we always strive to be professional. We are a small but very specialist school with a high focus on our academic STEAM subjects, whilst at the same time preparing young people for work and those skills in STEAM education that our employers so desperately need. We also pride ourselves on being respectful, being resilient, and I'm very sure that we've had to develop resilience lately. Dedication and discipline. Discipline is really important to us here. As you can see, I'm sat here in the workshop, and without discipline and without professionalism, we wouldn't be able to work in such a unique way. Our workshops are full of industrial sized machinery, and we've got to make sure our students are really, really focused. So before I introduce you to other members of the team, just to say that, you know, we are here to support you. If you think of anything at all that we can do to help you after this meeting, please contact us and we will get back to you. And without further ado, I'm going to pass over now to Gemma Lang, who will introduce her role in the school. Thank you.
Thanks, Jo. Hi guys, like Jo said, my name's Gemma Lang and I am the Director of Pastoral Care here at UTC Plymouth. I have strategic oversight for Year 7 all the way through to Year 11. So I will be one of the very key members of staff that are on hand to support you throughout the next 5 to 7 years that you're with us. You'll see me a lot popping in and out of your classrooms to say hi, taking photos of you in action in our workshops and down in our hall and in our classrooms. I've been in education for about 14 years and I can honestly say it is the best job in the world. And I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most is meeting all of our new Year 7s, all of our Year 9s, and obviously welcoming our new Year 12s to our family. Obviously full of enthusiasm and energy, and we can't wait to meet you. So without further ado, I will pass on to my colleague Mike, who will explain his role. Thank you.
Thank you, Gemma. Hi everyone, I'm Mike. I'll be the new Year 9 pastoral lead in September. I'll also be one of our PE teachers. My background is in delivering sport and youth programmes throughout Plymouth, including PE across many primary schools in the local area to UTC. My passion for working for young people was born out of coaching a local grassroots football team in the area, in the Devonport area. I coached the team here for 7 years, and I also was a coach at Plymouth Argyle for 3 years. With regards to our new Year 9 cohort, I would just like to say I want to commend them on just how brave they've been, joining us halfway through kind of their secondary journey. And I can assure them they've made a fantastic choice. I, like many of our students, I joined after being at several other schools, and I can honestly say I've loved every day I've worked here. I truly do love everything the school does and being a part of the UTC family. I can't wait to eventually meet all of you, and I look forward to any questions you may have. I'll now pass over to Natasha, who's part of the Year 7 team.
Hello everybody, hi, pleased to meet you all. As I say, my name's Natasha and I'm part of the Year 7 team here at UTC. I've been working with children and young people now for over 20 years, but to be here finally at this college is an absolute dream. It's the most amazing team I've ever had the pleasure to work with, and I'm glad to say that their brilliance will spill into the care and teaching that will support you from day one of your journey here with us. I feel very lucky to be part of the UTC family. I've had the pleasure of speaking to nearly all of you now, I hope, and I'm looking forward to actually supporting you once you arrive here, and I will continue to support you until you leave us, and I genuinely can't wait to meet you all in September. And now I'd like to pass you over to Nathan. Thank you.
Thank you, Tash. Hello, everybody. My name's Nathan. I'm also part of the Year 7 team. I've worked in schools for about 10 years now in a variety of different roles, supporting from a pastoral point of view, but also having an excellent knowledge of special educational needs and transitions. I know it's been a difficult few months and it's been a challenge for all of us, but I'm looking forward to meeting you all in September. It's our first lot of Year 7 this year. So I want to make it the best experience you've ever had and make sure that you know UTC is the right choice. Again, I've spoken to a few of you parents and hopefully I'll speak to you more over the next couple of weeks. If you've got any questions, feel free to email me. You'll find my email address on the UTC website and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Looking forward to meeting you. Thank you. I'll pass you back to Justine now, if that's okay.
Yes, thank you guys. So what a wonderful team we have supporting you all, and we work very, very much as a team here at UTC. Our student voice is massive. We love to listen to what you have to say, to how we can improve things, how we can support you. And so this is not just for mums and dads and guardians, questions can come from you as well. If you sat there watching, please speak up. Now, our student voice actually have given us some questions on your behalf to ask some of our panelists today. So I'd like to start by asking Jo, what is different about a UTC?
Oh my goodness, what a fantastic question. It's really hard to describe this actually, because there are many, many differences. Previous to this, I have worked in a very large comprehensive school, which I loved, but coming to the UTC is most certainly different in many ways. What is very apparent is you have that mixture, that balance between being at school and learning, but at the same time preparing for the world of work. And that is so, so important. And we've put a lot of time and effort into completing our curriculum to make sure it's broad and balanced and exciting and creative, but at the same time, extremely professional. What some of you may find very strange to begin with, and I know many of us did, is that you call us by our first names. And the reason for that is we want to treat you like young adults. That is what you are. And we are all following those same core values, and you are our colleagues, and therefore you need to behave in that manner. We are here to support you. We will train you to be absolutely prepared for whatever career you decide to take. One thing we also have all of the time on site are our partners from all different forms of engineering and different companies, different industries, and they will be there to help support, mentor you as you go through the school. And I don't think I know of any other schools that would do that. So that is something that is really, really special to us. With that comes a huge focus on our behaviour standards. Now, something that we do is something called ELPS, which is effective learning points, and you will get a score for how you conduct yourself each lesson. And if you get the average of 4.0 at the end of the week, then you get the fantastic opportunity to go home early on a Friday afternoon. Again, just like many of our partners, for example, in Princess Yachts. So we will pay you back and reward you for your hard work and your professionalism. I probably could go on for hours, Justine, but I think I'll stop there.
That's a wonderful answer. Thank you, Jo. So Gemma, a question for you. What advice would you give to students, particularly in the current environment?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think my advice would be to realise that it's okay to be nervous. Changing school settings is obviously a huge step for many people, and I think that you definitely need to embrace those nerves, but also don't let it take away from what is a really exciting time for all of us. Us getting excited to welcome you and you moving on into that next stage of your education. Be assured that we have a really strong pastoral team, a real family ethos that will support you. Everyone is very experienced, and I think it's really important that you talk about those nerves and those fears with those who are at home with us through emails and through events like this, because we are here to support you, and we do understand how you feel. Even as teachers of doing this for 10+ years, I still get the nerves on a Sunday night before I come back in September. So it is absolutely natural, but don't worry, we are here to support you, and it will be fine.
Wonderful, thank you very much, Gemma. So over to some of our fantastic students. We asked for 2 volunteers. We've ended up with 4, and that was slimming it down, which I think is testament to the confidence that our young people develop here. So I'd like to introduce, we've got Corey James, we've got Ross, Bradley and Angus. If you'd like to unmute for your questions, that would be fantastic. And it would also be lovely to see you guys as well. So Corey, if you could start us off with why did you come to the UTC?
I came to UTC the school due to the main reasons of that the specialised subjects that they do here, like the vehicle tech and engineering, and it just opens up another load of experiences for me in my later life and everything like that. I think it also gives you the experience of the actual working at environment and how you get to call teachers by their first name, and I think it's just more respectful because then they call you your first name as it's normal, but calling teachers by their first name, I think it's just you getting yourself more into the working environment and everything like that. I think it's a lot more, and it's preparing us for a lot of different phases for when we go into our later life.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Corey James. And Ross, you joined us as well. It was year 10, I believe you joined us. And could you explain to our starters what's different? What did you find different, Ross, about the UTC to your previous school?
UTC gives good opportunities that other schools don't give you, such as vehicle tech, engineering. It has 100% success rate with candidates, apprenticeships and further on education. There's also another opportunity called CCF, which you can get your rifle license and boat license from.
So you're going to be joining us on CCF, Ross?
Yeah, I might do.
We've got big plans. That's our combined cadet force where we get dressed up. We're sponsored by the Navy for that, and we're looking to get to do a lot of sailing and all kinds of things. Our next question is for Bradley, and I know that Bradley has big plans. So how has UTC prepared you for the next stage? Because you're going into year 11 now, big year. So what are your plans moving forward?
Well, the UTC has helped me prepare for later life by treating me like an adult in a workplace, that kind of thing. Gives me experience of getting a job. The teachers always link the lessons to real world, the workplace, and so it gives a better meaning to the work that they're giving and not just a bunch of numbers.
Yeah, we do try to thread engineering, don't we, throughout?
Yeah, always linking it in. There's also the industry partners that always come in. They help us to know how to apply to jobs, how to write a CV. People like Babcock in the Navy.
That's excellent. And you've had your mentoring sessions last year, didn't you, Brad? With our industry partners. What did that look like?
It was just a one-to-one with someone in the industry. They taught you how to write a CV, what people look for in their applications, so what to write and use.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. And last but certainly not least, we have got Angus. And Angus, I think one of the worries I know I certainly had many, many moons ago when I was starting secondary school, what does a normal day at UTC actually look like?
Well, typically I'll get to school around 8:15, 8:20. It's sort of early, but it gives me enough time to do my assignments and homework. And then obviously down in the learning hub, there's always teachers around, so you get a lot of support to do with your homework and your assignments. And there's this thing at UTC where if you do all your work in school, it's sort of, you don't have to do it when you get home. And obviously you get plenty of one-to-one time with other teachers in the morning, and you get to just talk to them, how was your day and all sorts. And then you go on to a briefing, so that's it kind of tells you what's happening during the day, and you get information about what's going to happen. And then obviously comes lessons, which is a mixture of core and engineering subjects, and obviously they're all just as engaging and as enjoyable as each other. So yeah.
Oh, I'm really glad you think that, Angus. That's great, because you really have been flying. Yeah, you joined in year 10 as well, didn't you? Yes. I think we might be having a few little technical issues with Angus's Chromebook there, but thank you very much, boys. As usual, absolute sterling ambassadors for, oh, there you are, Angus. Absolute sterling ambassadors. What are the things, because you started in year 10, it was only kind of a short amount of time before we went into lockdown, but what other things were you doing outside of your everyday lessons that you particularly enjoyed?
Obviously, I did. I'm in the school football team, so we did a few we did a charity event to raise money for Males Allowed, which is a charity that our school's partnered with. And then we arrange football matches against other schools. And then I'm in student council. So I sometimes once every few weeks I'll stay after school and talk about subjects and things that need help around the school, and like feedback for the teachers, so then they know how things are going.
Oh yes, you guys certainly like to feedback how it's going, but I think the most important thing, and one of the things that I'm proudest of, is we do act on it. So there will be opportunities for all of you to get involved in student voice in some shape or form, whether it's charity events, whether it's I think we had a couple of students that wanted to set up a band last year, so we're busy and we're in the process of getting them equipment to do that. So have a little think about what it is you'd like us to do for you as well. So thank you very much, Angus. So I'd like to bring all of our panelists back now, because we have got a few questions that are starting to come through. Hopefully Jay has managed to answer any that are specific to you. So if we have a quick look, from Laura asks, and I think this one probably goes to Gemma, do you hold regular parents' evenings?
Yes, absolutely, Laura, we do. One of the key things that we really do pride ourselves on is parental contact. So you would be, contacted regularly by the tutors, by heads of year for praise to keep you up to date. But also we do hold several parents' evenings every year, and also we provide you with the opportunity to see the progress that your child's making through regular reports that will be sent home as well. We're very contactable, so if there are any concerns or any questions that you have arising, please don't feel like you have to wait for those parents' evenings. You can get hold of us at school. But yes, sorry, waffling here, Justine, but yes, we do.
Not waffling at all. Lewis, welcome Lewis, and Lewis wants to know, where do you go for break and lunch? I think, who can answer that one? Ross, can you answer that one? So where would you go for your break and lunch on a normal day, pre-COVID?
Yeah, so you could go either out on the courtyard and play a bit of football, or you can go sit in the canteen area with a few of your mates. We've got a hall for a certain day too. Each year group has a certain day for the hall.
Excellent. But we may well, things will be changing slightly, and Jo alluded to that, which means she made reference to it, in that things might change slightly for September. I don't know whether you want to just give a little overview, Jo, of your thoughts on that.
Yes, so obviously things keep changing, so we're never sure things are going to stay the same. But we are very much in a place where we've got a plan A and a plan B. What we think will probably happen is that we'll have to zone the school to put our students into year group bubbles. Of course, that is taking a lot of organisation, a lot of extra furniture, etc., to be bought, but we are absolutely on it. And it's very likely there'll be different entrances for different year groups. So once that plan has had the go ahead, and we've had our very kind of rigorous checklists, we will publish that and get that to you so that you are fully aware. At the moment, we still want to go ahead as normal and have the year 7 only day, and then the year 7 and 9 the day after, in order to make sure we can go through all of those processes.
We would normally on those events invite parents in as well at the end of the day, but at the moment we're not sure whether that is something that we can do, hence why we are trialling this, and we can obviously screen this again. So we're not sure whether we will be able to have people on site as planned in September, parents-wise, because of course that does add extra people onto the site. So any other questions regarding that can be answered as soon as we know, and it is a little bit up in the air, but we are very organised, so just to reassure you.
Excellent. Now we've got quite a few questions from Mike coming through, and I think I'll group them together. So Ali asks what types of clubs you have, which ties in really well with, we've been asked, do we have a rugby club? And a special question from Kai, how do you apply for this elusive football team, Mike?
Okay, thank you for the questions as well. So last year we started with a football team, a rugby team and a basketball team. The football team had a few games. Angus gave you loads of information earlier. So we actually played that amazing charity match for male mental health, which is brilliant. We haven't played a rugby fixture yet, but it is in the pipeline and we will have capacity to do a lot more. So last year we had 2 PE teachers. As you can see from this, we are growing massively all the time. We will now have another 2 PE staff, as well as pulling in support from other teachers who have experience in other sports. So which should mean we should have no barrier to any sport on demand that wants to be played throughout every year group. There really should be enough. We've got a team now of 7 who have offered to run a team. So throughout the year groups we've got, if there's demand for a sport, we should be able to have it. To join the team, what would happen is in one of our early briefings or assemblies, what we'll do is we'll have a briefing or assembly about sports and enrichment, and we'll offer you, a date to come down and train. We often train at Devonport Park at the moment, which is great because we've got it right on our doorstep. We can literally leave the sports hall and go right out the gate and you're on the playing fields. So you will all have a trial and that will be more inclusion based. We know we're not up there with maybe some of the other schools with sport yet in terms of competitiveness, but we do want to be something that's growing massively. We want to have teams across the board, but it will be an inclusive environment where everybody can join if they wish to.
Excellent, thanks Mike. Still there's quite a few questions coming through that I know for a fact will be answered in your welcome packs. Things like there'll be forms there to apply for lockers, there'll be forms there if you have school meals provided. In terms of bathrooms and toilet facilities, all of our bathrooms are multi-use, so they're single cubicles and they can be used by either gender, so no worries there, or with lockable doors of course. I'm just having a quick flick through. These are the questions. We have lockable bike sheds as well at the front, whether it's got an overhang, but you would need to bring your own lock for that if you're thinking eco and exercise and you'd like to bike to school. School uniform, Joe, pickups, you're in the process of arranging that from school, aren't you? I don't know if you'd like to talk about that a bit more.
Yeah. So school uniform can be collected directly from the shop, and all of that detail is on our website and on the induction booklet. If you don't have that, let us know. We'll get it up on the website, I think, which is a brand new website. So again, bear with us for trying to change so many things all in one go. With regard to collection, if you check out the briefing you were sent yesterday, Gemma has put all of the details of when you can come and collect that on site, and we should have all of that boxed up for you. So again, we're just looking at how we can do a one-way system, socially distancing, and get that set up. So yeah, that kind of week before the children go back is when uniform can be collected.
Excellent. So we've got 2 more minutes to answer all of these wonderful questions. We will get back to each of you individually. In terms of lovely question from Olivia, are there any non-sports clubs? Gemma, would you like to answer that one?
Yes, of course. So we also pride ourselves on obviously non-sporting clubs. We offer a breakfast club every morning for you guys to come on in and receive any help. We don't have a staff room. All of the staff sit in with you. We have break with you, we have lunch with you, so you have access to support all the times that you're here with us. We're also really looking forward to your ideas of what kind of clubs that you would like, and this is why student council is really important. So if you have a passion for poetry or are fanatical about film, let us know, and we're more than happy to put on things that spark your interest and kind of light your fire, because it's really important to celebrate obviously non-sporting achievements as well.
Excellent, thank you very much. I think, yes, Albert, we're recording this whole thing so Dad can watch it later, and again we'll get a link sent straight out to you, as well as the tour straight after this call. How early, from Lewis, you can answer this one, perhaps Corey James. How early do you finish on Fridays if you are good?
Oh no, you can't show the video because I also stopped it.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't show the video.
that's all right, Corey James. You don't have a panic. What time do you finish on Fridays if you get all of your at school? Can you remember? It's been a while.
It's 2 o'clock, isn't it?
It is
One lesson after lunchtime.
one lesson after lunchtime.
Yeah, normally it's 2, but it's one
Yeah.
lesson after lunchtime, which is good.
That is really good, isn't it? So, and it's always really lovely, isn't it, Corey James, to know that you've done the best that you can all week. That's being recognised, and you get to leave at 2:45 instead of 3:45. If students are asked to stay behind, it may well be because they haven't done homework, for example. It may well be that perhaps their understanding of our core values needs supporting. So you don't just get left on your own. It's not like a detention. Again, all staff will come down to the ground floor hub and we work with you to make sure that it doesn't happen again, and that you are succeeding and you know what went wrong and you know how to fix it. So hopefully that's the last time that you would ever have to stay behind on that Friday.
Can I just jump in? We will confirm the golden time finishing. It's just, again, all part of this. We have to get our timings of our days approved, and we do want to stagger slightly. So Key Stage 3, Year 7 and 9 will have an earlier finish than the older students. So again, we will confirm that, but we are hoping that students that get their golden time in Year 7 and 9 will get to go home at 2 o'clock on a Friday. We can make provision for students that need to stay or want to stay in normal circumstances, because that does tend to happen. And for the older students, we're in the process of finalising what that will look like. And again, we will be in contact with those details. But it is most certainly a fantastic reward for fantastic behaviour, and it really does work. So we really want to keep it unless we are told otherwise because of the current situation.
Excellent. Well, I can see we've got quite a few still questions coming through, and please don't be shy to type those. However, our slot is coming to an end, so our panelists will be replying to each of you individually if we haven't addressed your question here. We will send you a recording of this, and of course a recording of the tour and the transition documents. Again, if it seemed that perhaps one or two of you, excuse me, didn't have those, so we'll send a copy of that too. But thank you very, very much for joining us. We hope you've been able to put some faces to names and voices, and we're really looking forward to seeing you all in September. Thank you very much.